Hi everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. My project today is a box that measures 4.5 by 3 by 1. Okay, and it opens just like this. The ribbon is optional. You can just put a small ribbon on the side if you don't want to go around the whole box. But it opens like this, and inside I have, it's a little craft kit. This one makes a pumpkin with Happy Fall on it. They're little hangers. They give you a little string to hang them. And this one's a little acorn, and this one is a gnome. Okay, in the kit you will get whatever random one goes in your kit. Alright, so to make this project, we need a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock that is 9 by 8.5. Of course, I'm using the Pick of the Patch bundle right now, which is available on September 6th. And the Radiating Stitches dies, which all of the shapes and labels I will cut out for you. Okay, not the actual stamp set ones, but any like rectangles, ovals, anything like that. All right, so we started with the piece of cardstock that is 9 by 8.5 pumpkin pie. We need this Radiating Stitch die out of Gorgeous Grape cardstock, and the rectangle is 3 3/8 by 2. Okay, we're going to be using 5 pieces of the Them Bones Designer Series paper. One that is 4 1/4 by 2 3/4, 2 that are 4 1/4 by 3/4, and 2 that are 2 3/4 by 3/4. Okay, and a strip of basic white for stamping. I'm using a bunch of colors today. We're using basic black, pecan pie for the tree, pumpkin pie, garden green, and crushed curry. Before I get my Simply Scored, this is my host code. Please put that in for any purchases under $150. Alrighty, and starting on September 6th, when the new mini catalog goes live, if you spend $50 or more and put in my host code, you get a free set of coasters that I have sewn. Alright, so any purchases $50 or more. If you spend $150 or more, do not put the host code in. Get your Stampin' rewards, and I will still send this if it's $150 or more. But for anything under $150, please put this code in. And if it's over $50, I will send you a nice set of coasters. Alright, and that's starting on September 6th, which is the new catalog. All right, we're going to start on the 9-inch side, and we're going to score at 1, 4, 5, and 8. Turn it to the 8.5-inch side, and we're going to score at 1, 2, 6.5, and 7.5. Alright, now I'm going to fold and burnish all of the score lines. Now what we're going to do is have it so that this is the 9-inch side this way, okay? And there are 2 1-inch strips at the top and bottom, and 2 1-inch strips at the top, and 1 on each side. All right, and this is what we're going to be doing. All right, so let's start on the left-hand side. We're going to count to the second score line and cut it up to the second score line. And then I'm going to take these 4 pieces off and take the score line with it to make it nice and smooth. Okay, go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line. We're going to get rid of the square on the bottom and wedge both sides of the one that's left. Go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, get rid of that square on the bottom, and wedge both sides of the square at the top. All right, now turn it so that that piece, that flat we cut is on the upper left, okay? We're going to start on the left. We're going to go to the first score line, cut it to the second score line, get rid of that square on the bottom, and wedge both sides of the square on the top. Go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, and then the next score line. Cut it to the second score line, get rid of the square on the bottom, and wedge both sides of the square that's left. Okay, now we're going to get rid of these 4 pieces, and we're going to take off the score line and make it nice and smooth on the edge, just like we did over here. Okay, then the very last thing we're going to do is use our corner rounder, and all of these rectangles, this one, and this one that kind of stick above the rest, we're going to round the corners on those 3 pieces. All right, and that is what your cardstock should look like after you're done scoring, cutting, and rounding those corners. Okay, now what we're going to do is start over here on this side. The large flap is over to the right, and we're going to put a little bit of glue on both of these tabs, and we're going to take the score line on that tab and match it to the inner rectangle that's next to it. It would be pretty hard to get it to this upper rectangle, but it can be done. So you don't want to do that. You just want to pull it to the rectangle that's closest to it. Okay, then we're going to put some glue on these tabs here, and we're going to connect them to the same rectangle, just the other side. And remember, the score line goes straight with the side of the rectangle. Alrighty. And then that piece of the flap will tuck into the box. Okay, now we need our DSP. Them bones, 1 piece that is 4 1/4 by 2 3/4 for the top. 2 that are 4 1/4 by 3/4 for the long sides, and 2 that are 2 3/4 by 3/4 for the short sides. And I'm going to use liquid glue for all of that. All right, now we need 1 inch or similar. This one is 7/8 inch hole punch. I'm going to open up the box, and this side of the box I'm going to use my close to 1 inch circle to take a tiny little bit out, so that when we close our box it's much easier to open it. Now we're going to let that dry, and we're going to do some stamping. So we need our piece of basic white, and we're going to be using this size pumpkin that's on the middle size on the stamp set. This one here, second largest, and we're going to be using pumpkin pie, and we're also going to do this way. So I want to stamp this like this. We're going to do 2 of the leaves with this too, but let me do this first. So I'm going to stamp this sideways so that I can cut it easily. Okay, there's our pumpkin. And then we need 2 leaves with pumpkin pie. One, 2. I'll cut those. 1, 2. And then we need 2 crushed curry leaves. I'm going to use a baby wipe. I'm just going to stamp it off to get it, make sure it's not too wet. And then we need 2 crushed curry. And then 2 garden green. And then I also forgot we need, out of garden green, we need a little stem. Right. You can cut that out. I'll attach a little piece of sticky note and I'll cut that out. Okay. All right. And then lastly, we just have to put the tree on and the pumpkin pie, the pumpkin face. All right, so we need our piece of gorgeous grape that's cut into a rectangle by the Radiating Stitches dies. We need pecan pie, and we're going to put the tree on the right side of the triangle and up a little bit. Up probably a 1/2 inch. Just like that. Okay. And then we need basic black, Tuxedo Black, to put the face on our pumpkin. Okay. And that's it for the stamping. Alright. So I'm going to get my glue and put the stem on the back of my pumpkin with just a little bit of glue. Just like that. Let him dry. And then I'm going to take the leaves and I'm going to put the pumpkin pie one up high and just touching the branch edge. And one of the crushed curries on the left. Right there. And a garden green one on the right. All right, and then we need some dimensionals for our pumpkin. And I'm going to put him about right there. All right, and then we're going to take the leftover leaves and put them on the side and the bottom of the pumpkin. So I'll put the crushed curry one right there, the pumpkin pie one underneath, and the green one on the left. Okay. And while that dries, we are going to put our Skittles. And this time we'll use the little acorn craft set and put that inside. And I'm going to get some black and white gingham ribbon and I'm just going to tie it around in a bow. Just like that. Okay, and then we need some dimensionals for the back of our rectangle. Make sure that your ribbon is where you want it. And then we're going to center this on the box. All right. And then I'm going to get, now these are retired, but you can use your iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. I'm going to use the sweet sorbet, which they're iridescent, so they really look nice with this. So I'm going to put a large one on the top leaf there, a small one at the bottom of the crushed curry leaf, and then another small one over here on this crushed curry leaf. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, my email is below, along with the link to my shop that has all of these products. Most of them are available September 6th. And remember, if you put my host code in for any purchases under $150, you'll get a set of coasters. And also, if you can't put it in because it's over $150, I will also send you one. All right, have a great day, and I will see you on Friday. Bye.